Hello and welcome back to the Opening Kickoff, your new favorite show to watch every week before the NFL week gets started, where you can come and watch me predict every single game incorrectly. That's all I gotta say.
So I got a Sam Darnold lead on you now. 14 games. I went 8-6 this week, putting me at 87, 47, and 1. You went 7-7, putting you at 73, 61, and 1. If you start chasing more games, you could go under 500.
I might have written mine down because I wrote that I went 6-8, but we can just call it 7-7.
Now you went 7-7. Because I think you might have had one of your games flipped. Because you took Cowboys, right? Or did you take Cardinals?
I switched to the Cowboys, but the Cowboys lost. Remember, I took the Cardinals on the episode.
Okay, then then we're good. Then we're good.
Cool.
Well, the games we got wrong before we just get into all the recaps. I got Vikings-Lions wrong. Maddox was happy for that one, I bet. We both got Colts-Steelers. We both got Broncos-Texans. I got Panthers-Packers. We both got Chiefs-Bills.
You took the Panthers?
No, you took the Panthers.
No, that's the one you got wrong. I didn't take the Panthers. I took the Packers.
Are you sure?
I literally have Packers squared. I would have never taken the Panthers ever. That's the one you got wrong. I went 6-8, so I'm down by 15 games.
Well, I'll adjust that. Sorry. Well, that's funny. Well, you shouldn't have even said anything. That's hilarious. Well, then we both got that wrong.
I'm an honest man.
And then you got Falcons, Patriots, Bears, Bengals, Jaguars, Raiders. We can just go ahead and
all three of those are bullshit, dude.
Well, we can get into them right
Man.
now. Ravens, Dolphins, snooze fest of the week. Lamar's back? Question mark. Kind of have a rough little bit of the first half, but
yeah, but they have to play against the goat this upcoming week, so they're cooked. But yeah, Dolphins fired their GM after the game. I don't know if you saw, but Stephen A. Smith is a cornball on TV saying that the NFL's racist because they fired the black GM before the white head coach, and then the replacement Dolphins GM is also a black guy. So Stephen A. Smith, shut the fuck up, stick to basketball or something. Like, I'm sick of hearing you bitch about stuff like that because that literally doesn't make sense. Like, just shut up. But yeah. Dolphins are cooked. Just traded away Jalen Phillips. They're sellers at the deadline here. Apparently, they're looking to trade Mika, who they literally traded for.
Well, the trade deadline's over, so.
This was the last day?
Yeah, last day.
That's kind of lame. I thought there was one more day.
I know. Literally, I got like a tweet, and it was like an AI dumb photo of Jason Jason Licht. I always say his name wrong, and it was just like a funny photo of him being like, yet again, Jason Licht does not make a trade at the trade deadline.
I honestly thought that it ended tomorrow, so I'm kind of stupid, but. Well, I guess they're not trading Minka, but they did trade Jalen Phillips, one of like the only good players they have on their defense right now. So I guess they're just committed to being bad this season. So, hey, Mike McDaniel still has a job. I did not expect him to make it this long.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I have no clue what's going on in Miami. They need a clean house probably.
Exactly. They need a
Hey Jarvis, activate. Ghetto Gronk, make that where he's like, hey Jarvis, activate clean slate protocol.
Yeah, they need like a full rebuild. Like Tua's out of there. Done with Tyreek. Like, move on from everybody. Just start from scratch.
All right, speaking of another coach you were very, I want your opinion on, New York Giants, San Francisco 49ers. Brian Daboll, they're only 2-7. Jackson Dart's playing good. Do you think Daboll has a job as of next year?
I do think he does because you got to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit. Malik Neighbors went down before we even got to see Jackson Dart, and then Cam Scatterbo breaks out. Cam Scatterbo goes down. I will say the coaching at the beginning of the season looked pretty bad, but I just think it's more of a Russ problem. As I said, like on the first episode, I think Russ has one of the best deep balls in the league. Russ? I think Russ arguably has the best deep ball in the league, but he doesn't really have much else beyond that. So after the Giants game, he was just saying fuck it and just throwing deep balls every play. But since Jackson Dart has entered the system, we've actually seen a lot better play calling. So maybe Russell Wilson was just the problem. I feel like if we see something similar next season, maybe they do fire Daboll. But I feel like right now with how many injuries the offense has gone through and there's just literally no weapons. But Jackson Dart is managing to look good enough without those weapons there. I think that kind of shows that Brian Daboll is doing better than I thought he was going to do.
If you switch Cam Ward and Jackson Dart teams, do you think Jackson Dart has success in New York?
I mean, they both.
Or sorry, Cam Ward has success.
I mean, one of them has 1 win, one of them has 2 wins. But if we're like, Jackson Dart has been playing a lot better. I feel like Cam Ward probably.
Oh, but the Giants' defense is so much better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like Cam Ward probably doesn't play as good as Dart has been playing. But I don't think Jackson Dart would be as well. I think Jackson Dart would be playing almost just as bad as Cam Ward in Tennessee's system.
But yeah, Mac Jones continuing to ball. It's interesting. I wonder what 49ers are
McCaffrey
thinking
went
right now.
off. McCaffrey led the team in rushing yards and receiving yards again.
That's crazy. I wonder what 49ers fans are thinking with Brock Purdy, with that big deal when Mac Jones and just stepping in ball.
Yeah, but I'll say the first couple games, I feel like Mac Jones really was playing almost as good as Purdy, but the last few weeks, I feel like he's shown that he's not as good as Brock Purdy. I think when Brock Purdy comes back, the team will be better. It's just kind of a matter of when. I don't really know when he's supposed to come back, but I've been waiting for him to come back forever. He came back for 1 week, made an appearance, and then went straight back to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I think they're like Mac Jones is playing good.
And I mean, and they're in.
Dude, could you
playoff
imagine
contention
being
right now,
Brock
too.
Purdy? Like, you're Mr. Irrelevant, and 5 years later, you're making $45 million as the starter.
But it's more than
not
just Brock,
that hurt, just
it's more
on
than
the
just
bench
Brock
to
Purdy.
save you for
lost
playoffs.
Nick Bosa, you lost Fred Warner. All of your receivers are injured, and then on top of that, they just lost Michael Williams as well to a torn ACL. So this team can't stay healthy whatsoever. I feel like even with the position they're in right now, it's going to be hard for this team to actually make the playoffs by the end of the season if they can't stay healthy. Because like every week, there's a new star player with a season-ending injury, and it's just getting really rough.
Yeah,
Their whole training staff needs to be fired. After
John
at the end of the
Gruden.
season.
John Gruden says it's because there's rules where like players cannot wear pads a certain amount of time. Practices can't be longer than 2 hours now, and he is contributing all the injuries every year. We're getting more injuries is because players aren't practicing enough.
But Shanahan also has this weird quote from something where he said like the way he practices his players before the season harder is to like build a callus, and he's building this callus for his players. Yet every year they have more injuries than any other team in the NFL. So I feel like the whole training staff in San Francisco needs to be fired because this is like not a new thing. This happens all the fucking time. They either make the NFC Championship or their whole team dies and they don't make the playoffs. So
yeah, for sure.
I hope they get healthy, but I don't think they're not going to be able to make a playoff push this year with no players on their roster.
Yeah, for sure. Well, speaking of Cam Ward, Tennessee put up a decent fight. I mean, not really. They had
Their
a
defense
pick six and a special teams.
Yeah, defense put up a good fight. Cam Ward just
12 of 21, 145.
It sucks because you know me, like we're the same. We're both not going to sit here and say he's bad because he is a rookie. Rookies aren't supposed to be great, and also his system.
He shouldn't have even been starting, honestly.
His system's not great. He doesn't have the weapons, but still, like there have been quarterbacks that have played with no weapons and a bad defense and haven't looked this bad. Like I do want to see at least one game this year where I'm like, okay, that is who I was expecting out of Cam Ward because he's had a fumbling problem.
He
so
makes
far.
one good throw a game.
He's had a fumbling problem so far this season. That wasn't really a problem he had in college. Like I don't know. I need to see one game.
You know
where
me,
can be like,
I
that
was
a Cam Ward I was expecting.
I think this is one of my hotter takes is, and I'm not even I'm not saying I
You
think
weren't a
this
fan
now.
of Cam Ward going to the
I'm
draft.
not saying I think this now. But I did in the moment, and I probably did tell you this, is I think Cam Ward was significantly one of the worst first overall quarterbacks picked in the last years. Like, I can't even remember my lifetime easily.
I don't hate that, honestly, but, I mean, we got to think about it. Bryce Young, you're a big fan of Bryce Young. Bryce Young did not look much better his rookie year.
No, I know. True, but Bryce Young's college, he deserved the first overall pick way more. He was pretty much a 2-time Heisman winner. Should have won it twice.
I think
won a natty.
I think Cam Ward deserved to be the number one overall pick, but I do agree this wasn't a very good quarterback class, so it was easy for him to be the number one quarterback. I don't think he would have been in the last few
I
draft
still
classes.
think first overall pick. I mean, I guess you look at, I don't know, the risk.
I think they made the right pick, personally.
Well, I think let's see, it really tells how it is, but it doesn't help you fire your fucking head coach midseason.
Exactly.
Herbert kind of looked rough this game when it didn't.
Or Joel's out for the season.
I know, dude. Ugh.
Like, it sucks. Like,
Another team with the injury bug.
dude, it's bad over there in LA. I mean, they're still continuing to win games, but I don't know how they're going to compete against some of these
All
better
the
teams. in the
COVID
league.
vaccines.
I mean, Joe Alt came back.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you lost Slater at the beginning of the year. Joe Alt gets hurt and comes back, and now he's out for the season. Lost both your starting running backs at the beginning of the season. Like, I want
Herbert was the leading rusher this game again. Herbert is consistently the leading rusher.
Apparently, Hampton's not supposed to be back to like week 13 or something. So they got a few more weeks without Hampton. So Herbert's going to have to continue to carry the team, which he's been doing a good job of doing. But the Titans defense looked better this game than I've seen them look almost the entire season. I don't know what that goes to say about the Chargers offense. Is it just an injury problem? Are they struggling offensively? I don't really know. But the Chargers are definitely one of the sketchier teams right now for me.
Yeah, they're just dying for Herbert to suck in round one of the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Next game, hold on,
to
my
go
iPad's
27-0
tripping.
and lose the game in the playoffs.
Yeah, dude. Next game. We're rocking the jerseys.
Wow.
Vikings, Lions.
I had a lot of notes on this game, so we're going to deep dive into this one.
I'm excited. By the way,
I have like a lot of notes.
nice. Let's get into it. I just want to say Aaron Jones, best running back in the league, without a doubt.
And he got injured again. He didn't finish
Hey,
the
and how about the
game.
fact I traded Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, and he... Bro, I
I started David Montgomery, too.
By the
So
way,
was
I
kinda-
bet on Jahmyr Gibbs to rush for 100 yards because of how bad our rushing defense has been, and we actually shut down the run game
Y'all did.
fantastically in this game. But So going into the second half, my notes were that our offense immediately looked better with J.J. McCarthy. I love to see that. We struggled early in games whenever J.J. was healthy, and then even when Carson Wentz was our starter, we struggled early in the games. But early into the game, the offense was actually playing pretty decent. I'm not going to say we played fantastic or anything, but a lot better than we have to start games in the beginning of the season. Offensive line was the healthiest it's ever been. Also, fantastic. We had Aaron Jones back. He played great in the first half. He did deal with an injury and it didn't really finish the game. Now, one of the critiques I had after the first half,
8.7 yards to carry, by the way, for Aaron Jones.
I know, and he didn't even finish the game. Like, he actually balled out this game. But one of the notes I have, and I've said this multiple times before, our play calling on first down really needs to be simplified. We have a really good offensive mind, and I get sometimes he wants to change it up, but I feel like when I watch the Bengals games, I'm watching Jamar Chase get the ball in space and get the ball in these short routes, and they're just getting the ball in his hand. And I feel like Justin Jefferson, I swear I haven't seen him catch a slant all year.
For a Rams, for a McVay guy, too, it's really
exactly.
weird. He does not set up Jettas very well on, like...
I just feel like our first down play calling, if we're not running the ball, we're running some bullshit play action rollout. And
I hate those play
I just
action
feel like our
so
play calling on first down needs to be simplified. But, you know, that's just been a problem that I've seen all season. So it was actually funny I wrote this because later in the game it ended up working out. I want to see J.J. McCarthy learn to take off when he has the option.
Yeah, there was a few early moments where he had some space, but he's trying to direct traffic.
Something I've noticed, he's not very good at throwing on the run because he has the option to take off, but he has the mindset where he wants to make the play, make the throw, and he's throwing on the run and he's missing receivers, and he has the space to take off for 5 to 10 yards, and I'd much rather just see him take those 5 to 10 yards.
Just a thing a young guy's got to learn. If that is his number one problem in this game, great.
I feel like he's trying to be the hero sometimes and make these big time throws when sometimes you just got to take off.
Funny?
And take
I
the
think that's not even what he's doing. I think he's just trying not to. He's trying to play NFL football. He's not trying to run as much. Maybe. I think it's something. I think he's being more conservative.
But there is a note further about that later. The interception, the weird interception. Jalen Naylor fought with the DB over the ball. I feel like it was a little bit weird of a call. I feel like if that was Isaiah Rodgers that made that interception, it gets overturned. However, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it because
it happened to us.
Also, that wasn't a very good throw. JJ did miss him. He had a step on him. If he throws the ball in the right spot, that won't happen. The ball was behind him. So I'm not here to bitch about that. There were way worse calls in this game that we will get into. Other than the first two drives, which both of the touchdowns from the Lions were scored on fourth down, which as a fan is so frustrating to watch, like getting a team to fourth down and then they just score on fourth down. Like that's just what happens when you play against the Lions. But other than those first two drives, the defense stepped up a big time in the second half. We stopped the run. We were getting to Jared Goff, who Jared Goff is normally very good against the blitz. He whooped our asses in Week 18 last year while we were blitzing him, but we were able to get to him and make him struggle this game. Now, this catch in the second half that got called back, the Justin Jefferson catch, this shit had me heated, bro. We were texting about it.
Oh, yeah.
This is 3 weeks in a row we've had controversial calls that are not just not getting called catches, they're getting over-returned. So the Hawkinson catch in the end zone 3 weeks ago, I don't think was a catch. I think it should have been overturned, and I'm willing to admit that as a Vikings fan. The pick six from Isaiah Rodgers against the Chargers was bullshit, should not have been called back. And then this Justin Jefferson catch was called a catch on the field, and I do not see what the evidence is whatsoever how that wasn't a catch.
And, like, the typical argument for those is the ball has to, like, the ball can touch the ground.
Yeah, but it can't, like, move when it hits the ground.
Move when it hits the ground. It never did.
There was zero evidence
especially since it was it was called a catch, and two, it's Justin Jefferson. And you give Justin Jefferson the catch, right? That had to piss Roger Goodell off. I don't
really care what receiver it is. If they make the catch, don't overturn it if there's not evidence that it's not a catch.
The studs always get kind of like CeeDee Lamb. If you barely tug CeeDee Lamb, you give him the call.
I completely agree. The best players in the league do normally get the calls going their way, but it doesn't matter about the receiver. If it's a catch on the field and there's not evidence that it's not a catch, there's no reason to be overturning calls. This is 3 weeks in a row where we've had sketchy calls called back against us, and it's really starting to get frustrating. However, the very next note is ball don't lie, because the very next drive, David Montgomery fumbles the ball right back to us. Harrison Smith recovered it.
Yeah, who poked it out?
You're going to have to check that for me. I actually don't know. Harrison Smith did recover it, though.
You know,
I cannot remember who it was.
Blake Cashman. Shout out. Blake Cashman's playing good fucking football this year. So I think,
and he was dealing with some injuries.
Oh yeah. So who? Okay, so
I honestly didn't.
So Ivan Pace, right? was y'all starter, and number 55 is who's been playing really good football for. I can't think of what's his name, but when Blake Cashman got healthy, they just kept 55 in and they took out Ivan Pace. So Ivan Pace
I'm glad that
playing
Blake Cashman has been healthy though, because our defense really needed it. And then the next note I have is JJ finally took off like I wanted him to, and he scored. That's what I've been wanting to see. He took off when he had the opportunity, got a rushing touchdown, made me so happy for him.
By the way, terrible gritty.
Terrible gritty, but
Terrible.
he's white. What do we expect?
Terrible.
Joe Burrow's
See,
white.
that's the difference.
Honestly, no, Joe Burrow's was better, but it wasn't as bad as Kirk Cousins' gritty.
Dude,
So
here's the thing. We kind of compare Jackson Dart and JJ, like that's just the
Jackson Dart's
comparison.
hitting a cleaner gritty for
Jackson
sure.
Jackson Dart has a little more
Swag.
dark tone.
He has a little more swag for sure.
Yeah.
So something I've
it was that time in Ole Miss, man. Jackson Dart.
Something I've noticed about us this
Ole
season.
Miss versus Michigan.
Something I've noticed about our team this season, and you've heard me bitch about this, is every positive kick return we get gets called back because of a holding. We had a kick return, go for a touchdown, gets called back.
I literally,
Last week
when it went for a touchdown, I was like, I know there's about to be a penalty, and there was.
And last week against the Chargers, opening kickoff, shout out to the opening kickoff, we took it for like 50, 60 yards, and I told Zach, I was like, they're about to call holding. And I watched the replay on this touchdown. It should have been called. It was a holding penalty. And I don't know if this is a special teams coaching issue, if it's something to do with the new kickoff. I don't know, but it's starting to get really frustrating because our kick returner is playing some damn good football.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He's just getting screwed over by these holding calls consistently. Blocked the kick in the fourth quarter, recovered by Isaiah Rodgers. That was the biggest play of the game because...
Dude, why the fuck is he trying to stiff arm the kicker instead of just cutting it? He could have scored, bro.
He probably could have scored.
No,
but
that made me so mad.
honestly, the kick getting blocked, bro, that was actually game-saving. That was one of the biggest plays of the game. I want to say we were up...
It changed momentum.
I want to say we were up by 10, though. So if they kicked that...
Up a touchdown.
You might be right, actually. So, still, biggest play of the game for sure. Now, the last thing I want to get into is the play calling on the goal line on our last drive.
Yes, and this is what I want to talk about, too, is we go ahead and get into it, but while you do that, I want to talk about something, too, about that. But go ahead and get into it.
So, second and goal, we run play action. Not only is it incomplete and stops the clock, it's almost picked off. Honestly, could have been picked off. Wouldn't have shocked me at all, and then we would have lost the game. Third down, run another play action. J.J. McCarthy, pretty new to the NFL, doesn't have the awareness to get down inbounds, runs out of bounds, and we stop the clock again. So 2 plays from within the 2-yard line, we decide to pass the ball whenever we could keep the clock running. There's about 3 minutes left on the clock. Now the clock stopped. The Lions had an unnecessary amount of time, which they ended up scoring, of course, because they have infinite time on the clock, and now there's even more time for us to get off the clock that we had to get on that last drive. Fortunately, we were able to make the play on third down to end the game, but that play calling on the goal line was really frustrating. I even told you that we honestly deserved to lose the game with the play calling on the goal line. We could have shaved an extra minute and a half off of the clock with better play calling on the goal line, but we didn't.
Because y'all took a field goal, too, either way, right?
We took a field goal either way. And the ball would have been the clock would have been running on fourth down as well.
See, that's where I hate new school football. That shit makes me so mad. You run it. You
should
run
run
it
the ball every single
3
play.
times, every time.
And I completely agree. And then the last thing I have to say, I wasn't a big fan of the decision by J.J. McCarthy on third down. It worked. It was a really good ball. I did not think it was going to be completed. It looked a little sketchy on the catch. I actually had to stand up and rewatch the replay to make sure we weren't going to get another bullshit catch overturned against us. I'm glad it worked. It was a great ball from JJ. I'm glad he trusted his receiver one-on-one, but I did not. I was not a fan of the decision. I would have liked to see a more open route on the game-deciding play on third down. But beautiful win from the Vikings. This game reminded me a lot. I told you this. It reminded me a lot of whenever we played the Lions early last season. It was very back and forth, multiple turnovers, and we lost on a 60-yard game-winning field goal. I really felt like something like that was going to happen again, but I'm glad that JJ was able to stay poised, make the game-winning play on third down, and we got a win over one of the best teams in the NFC.
What a catch, too.
The Jalen Naylor catch, bro, the beautiful catch.
Dude, they sent a 0 blitz, too. And that's just a great play by JJ, too. Sorry. The great play by JJ, just throwing it up.
I agree. I'm glad he can trust his receivers one-on-one. I was really sketched out when he threw that ball.
So, this was my thought as, we've been kind of very pro Sam Darnold this year. Yeah. And I think this game kind of did. Obviously, Sam Darnold's still been playing better than JJ, so who knows. But JJ's showing good, not to where you should be like, we should have re-signed Sam Darnold. But Sam Darnold last year got big flack for his game against the Rams and then his game against the Lions in Week 18.
Mm-hmm.
In those games, I remember as a casual viewer thinking, consistently they are having terrible play calls in the red zone. And that was a problem. And so as I looked it up, the Vikings against the Rams only had one red zone trip, and they were 0 for 1, and they threw it on all 3 downs.
The Rams game was really bad. We were probably down whenever we did that.
And the Lions,
we got shit on against the
The
Rams.
Lions was 0 for 4.
But I remember the Lions game.
Key plays on the go from 5 yards, run for 2 yards, and 3 incompletions. 3 passes in a row, 1 failed.
I remember the Lions game, though. There were 2 red zone drives where we should have scored, and Sam Darnold overthrew wide open receivers. So I'm not going to put the blame on the play calling there because the play calling worked, and Sam Darnold missed the throws. That's why he got the flack. Because in the Rams game, we weren't able to get to the red zone because he was holding onto the ball 10 seconds playing, getting sacked all game. And then the same thing happened in the playoffs against the Rams. And there was also a face mask in the end zone that we got called for a safety that we didn't even get the chance.
When you're in the red zone, don't be so fancy. Just fucking run the ball on first down, dude.
I agree. But the Lions game, Sam Darnold did deserve the flack week 18 because there were multiple scoring opportunities where he literally just missed receivers. The Lions were feasting against us on defense. But like I said, JJ, this was the best game I've seen from him all year. His stat line wasn't crazy impressive, but we were running the ball efficiently. We were stopping the ball on defense, which is something I have not seen all year. Is something I ranted about last week. We were able to stop the run against arguably the best rushing attack in the NFL, maybe. Beautiful game from the Vikings. This actually gave me some hope going into the rest of the season. We can play compatible football on offense and defense. That's all I needed to see all year. This was best game of the year so far we played.
Fire. This was one of my favorite games of the week to watch, as I just got to watch football and not be stressed. Ugh.
I was stressed.
It was so nice.
We were doing everything we could to lose that game at one point.
No, that game was awesome. Whoa, next game I got written down was probably your most pissed off game. Oh, wait, no, it was not your most pissed off game of the week for sure after last night. Yeah. Second most, Falcons, New England Patriots.
Do you ever watch a kick and think in your head, like, this guy's about to miss this, and then it actually happens and you feel like you're like a psychic?
No, what I do is, though, is I'll, like, go to the TV.
You blow on it?
No, there will be times where, like, I'll do it, and I'm, like, pushing right, and they miss right, and I'm like, that was me. Like, they're, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I do that. It never really works. But
I'm the main character in my reality, so there is no way that I did not affect that.
There have been multiple times where I'm like, this kicker's about to miss this kick, like in my head. And there's probably been times I've said it and they don't miss. But I said this when I watched Parker Romo line up for this PAT. In my head, I was like, he's going to miss this damn kick. Like, I don't know why, I just felt it. And then he misses it. But there was still time left in the game. Could have gone to OT, but, you know, I could have gotten a game on you this week. But, of course, I didn't because the PAT gets missed and they lose the game. But Drake May with another good game against one of the best passing defenses in the league so far.
Is Drake London a top 5 receiver in the NFL?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I think
so
he's
obviously
top 10
we gotta.
probably.
I think there's the obvious 4 that are above.
Jettas, Chase, CD, JSN, Amon-Ra.
I wasn't even saying. I was gonna say Amon-Ra, Puka. Those are the obvious 4.
And then there's 2 more I just named that aren't on your
what
list.
What are
then.
the 4 you just?
I said Chase, Jettas, CD,
CD's
JSN.
on 5. I think the top 5 on 2 and JSN 6. Easy. Jason might be above, but Jason's just new.
But yeah, that's so
wow.
Drake London's easily. There's just some really damn good.
That's crazy.
I feel like AJ Brown is better than Drake London. He's just in a system where there's so many weapons.
And I love Penix just says fucking and throws. When he does that, dude, it's so awesome.
You gotta have faith in you. Didn't they connect for like 3 touchdowns this game?
Yeah,
Didn't
3
Drake
touchdowns.
London had 3 touchdowns? That's beautiful. And that catch he made at the end of the game was sick, by the way. That was one of the best catches of the season.
Dude, oh my God, I feel so bad for Christian Gonzalez though. Like landed on the back of his neck, or no, it was his chest. Like, oh, you know that shit.
But bro, it's just like. I'm sick of doubting the Patriots and getting it wrong, but it finally, like, the Falcons are just one of those weird teams where they just find ways to win games, and they almost did it. And then Penix had that really bad intentional grounding to basically end the game.
Terrible.
So, I don't know. It was just a rough game, but I wish the PAT would have been made so that we could have seen OT, but, you know, of course, if I pick the team, they can't.
This game made me confident in next week, I would say. As a Bucs fan, I think the Patriots...
The Falcons' pass defense is just a lot better than y'all's, in my opinion. Statistically, they've had one of the better pass defenses in the league.
For sure, Bar. I think we got Baker Mayfield.
The thing is, the Patriots...
Is Michael Penix, do you think he's their guy, dude?
I think he's their guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him because I can't really tell if it's a play calling problem or a Michael Penix problem, but they don't throw over the middle of the field, like, at all. All of Michael Penix...
Unless it's Kirk Cousins.
When I'm watching the game, when I'm watching Falcons games, I swear every throw is, like, to the sticks on the sideline or a deep ball by Penix. And that's Penix's strength, and I like playing to your quarterback strengths. But in the NFL, you have to be able to throw over the middle of the field. Please tell me my mic's on.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you got
to be able to throw in the middle of the field.
Penix coming into the draft, I was super high on. He was my number 2, which is crazy.
I had him not even going in the first round.
That's crazy. I was super high on Penix. I had Caleb then Penix. Which I guess Drake May. Dude, Drake May too.
Drake May was my number 2 going into last year's draft, and I've been.
But yeah, all I gotta say is Patriots. Look out, y'all are gonna get whooped. Crazy game of the week, the FUBU game of the week.
The what?
Dude, the FUBU game or whatever. Where did they put this game where we couldn't watch it? The Colts Steelers game.
I was able to watch it.
It wasn't on YouTube TV.
It was for me.
I
was watching it on Multiview. It was literally one of the games I had on my Multiview.
I think you're lying, dude. I don't think it was on YouTube
I literally,
TV. It was only on Red Zone.
Lennon, I put it on everything I love. It was one of the games on my Multiview.
Damn. Well, dude, it wasn't letting me do it.
Because I had JT in fantasy, and I was trying to watch him.
Dude, I was trying to watch DK in fantasy, and it wouldn't let me do it. That's crazy.
I watched this game.
Dang, so I didn't get to watch it too much. I just watched the highlights. Daniel Jones looked like shit. Did you see the meme, though, where it's like, I've seen this look on Daniel Jones before they're losing every game?
I will say, I have this weird thing where when a quarterback fumbles in the pocket, like, I don't really blame them, if that makes sense.
No.
Like, bro, especially that one TJ Watt strip. Like, TJ Watt just strips quarterbacks all the time.
Yeah, if TJ Watt strips the quarterback, it's not the quarterback's fault or the line or even necessarily the tackle's fault. Yeah. It's just TJ Watt.
It's a really good fucking play. And also, this was a really bad game from Indy. They weren't able to get the ground game going. Daniel Jones threw the ball 50 times. I think they had 6 turnovers in this game, which is more they've had through 8 weeks
Yeah, Daniel Jones
season.
threw 3 picks. Let me see if I can pull it.
But what I do have to say, even with all that being said, I still think the Colts are a very good team. I still think Daniel Jones is a good quarterback.
Yep.
Quarterbacks have games like this. Jared Goff against the Texans last year threw 5 interceptions, and Jared Goff's still playing some pretty damn good football to this day. I'm not going to sit here and panic. Even though Daniel Jones has a past of doing things like this, it came out a little bit here against the Steelers. This is a good defense, even though they've been struggling this year. You're the best running back in the league that's on your team, only had 45 rushing yards. You had to do a lot. It was a pretty bad game, but I'm not losing faith in the Colts whatsoever.
They just got Sauce Gardner too, with their terrible pass defense right now, and they just brought in a top 5 corner.
No, we're getting into power rankings later, but I had the Colts a spot lower than normal, and then once I remember they had Sauce, I moved them back.
Oh, dang, I made my list before that, so that's interesting. Well, yeah, I didn't get to watch too much of this game, but yeah, dude, fuck DK Metcalf.
And the Steelers,
honestly,
by the way.
And I traded for Tucker Kraft, and he got fucking hurt. That makes me so
The Steelers, by the way, genuinely did everything they could to let the Colts win this game, too.
That one dumbass motherfucker, so stupid. You're so stupid.
That was so dumb.
I would literally bench him for the rest of the year.
No, that was really bad. Really bad.
Like, learn situational football, dude.
Like, the fact that this was only a 7-point game and the Colts turned the ball over 6 times is bad.
See, that's what makes me mad is because, like, legit, as, like...
God, what is that fucker's name, that white receiver?
Something Austin. Calvin Austin, right?
No, Calvin Austin's black. He was a white dude.
Let's see.
Because it's actually bothering me because it's on, like, the tip of my tongue. Dude, you type so fast.
Thank you. Roman Wilson.
Yeah, that was really bad. Like... There's literally no excuse for that. You're trying to hurdle in the game because you think it's over, and then the Colts almost find a way to win it. But Daniel Jones turned the ball right back over. So.
Garbaggio. All right.
I still think the Steelers are frauds, by the way. I don't care.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I think they're probably going to win, though.
They won by 7 against a team they turned over 6 times. They're frauds.
Well, speaking of frauds, I'm just kidding. This has nothing to do with frauds. But this game made me so mad. Probably one of the dirtiest hits I've seen in a minute. Broncos versus Texans. That dude should get ejected.
You know
for
the foul?
games.
You know the penalty didn't even get called on CJ Stroud?
What?
The penalty was thrown, and then they picked up the penalty.
Oh, yeah. He didn't target. Sorry. Upon replay, he did not lead with his crown. He did lead with his shoulder, but CJ Stroud's giving himself up, and he still tried to pop
No, what's
him.
crazy is I honestly didn't even, like, see the hit, because I just saw CJ Stroud injured. I didn't really watch the hit or anything, but I just heard the penalty got picked up.
So he didn't lead with his... Why CJ fucked up his head. Dude hit him with his shoulder, and then CJ... bounce off the turf.
Dude, and honestly, if CJ Stroud plays this entire game, I think they win.
I think so too.
Like, what was the final score? 18-15?
And literally, it was a game-winning drive yet again.
The Texans' defense was playing so good.
Dude,
CJ
imagine
Stroud was
Broncos,
decent.
Buccaneers, 1 minute left. Or sorry, 2 minutes left. Broncos, Buccaneers, tie game.
Whoever gets the ball wins. Okay.
No, it's 1 minute. There are going to be like 10 more possessions. That'd be peak.
Yeah, that's pretty real. But I don't know. I do think the Texans would have won this game if CJ was there the whole time.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the most fraudulent team in the league is the Broncos. Not because I think they're that bad, but because they have the highest record. They're tied for the highest record in the league, and I don't think they're one of the best teams in the league whatsoever. I think this team is a first-round exit, like, for sure.
We can get more into the Broncos on how I feel about them in the power ranking. Stay tuned here later. Next game, Probably the best game I have watched of football in
Oh
a
my
fat
God,
fucking
what a
minute.
fucking game. The fact that I already know what you're talking about.
Bears, Bengals. By the way, so this is just
By
funny.
the way, I picked the Bengals. Shocker, right?
So funny.
Shocker, right?
What's funny is I wasn't even worried about it. I'm so up, so you're probably stressing like the games just a little bit more.
I was all stressed because I took Bengals -3.5.
Oh, yeah, that's so annoying. But so Ben Johnson after the game, they asked him something, and he was like, yada yada. I think he said like yada yada, and he's like, we just need to start winning good football games. He's like, so it's nice we got a good win. And I literally looked at Annie, I was like, this is not a good win.
Yeah.
This is a terrible win.
It took a last second play.
This is a terrible
by
one
the way,
after letting up an onside
Can you
kick.
find the picture of what was happening to Colson Loveland as he was catching the ball? Have you seen like the screenshot?
Yeah, the
of it?
terrible wrap up. I
Bro,
can pull it
He
up.
broke like 3 tackles on that play. I heard a stat where the Bengals missed like 15 tackles this game that led to like 200 extra scrimmage yards or something stupid like that, which is just absolutely unexcusable, by the way. And the energy in the locker room for Cincinnati is not very
Yeah,
good
look,
right
that
now.
is pretty crazy, especially this guy right here. How does he not finish that?
That's exactly. And dude, the energy in the Bengals locker room
They
is
were.
bad.
He was in field goal range.
But
either
you
way,
got
though.
but there was no timeouts. They would have had to clock in time. They still have to make the kick. It's the Bears. They could miss game-winning kicks.
Oh yeah, because Caleb did have to take that scramble, so they did have to take their timeout.
Oh, so the energy in Cincy's bad right now. You got Jamar Chase walking into the locker room saying, just get one fucking stop. You got Chase Brown in an interview saying they need to play complimentary football. It's not looking good right now.
I don't blame him. Dude.
I don't blame him either, bro. Joe Flacco threw for 470 yards.
First player.
He's he's the oldest player to ever do that. That is absolutely insane.
Playing the best football of his career, debatably.
Dude, is Joe Burrow a system quarterback? It might be time to have the conversation.
Is Joe Burrow assistant quarterback? But like, do you think Joe Burrow's in this game? Because I mean, Flacco threw
No, I
two
don't
picks.
think so. I don't think so. Because Joe Burrow, he turns the ball over every now and then. Like last year, he didn't turn it over very much. But like going into this game, the reason I picked the Bengals, because last week I said the Jets beat the Bengals when they scored 38 points. I was like, I'm sorry, if the Bengals score 38 again, they're not going to lose. And then they scored 40 and they lost.
So basically, whoever's fucking playing the Bengals every week, I'm just gonna. Oh, that's a strat. In
No, that's why I
fantasy.
started Brees Hall in fantasy a couple weeks ago, and it got me
Dude,
30
that's a
fucking
strat.
points.
Who do the Bengals play this week?
They might be on bye, honestly. No, they play. That's last week. Hang on.
Yeah, I think they're on bye.
I think so too. Yeah, they're on bye.
All right, well that's that on that game. Fucking peak fiction, dude. That was one of the.
I don't even
most
have
fun
anything else.
football games I've ever
It was
watched.
just like so back and forth. You had the Tremaine Edmonds pick 6 is what it looked like, and the game was pretty much over. And then they said he stepped out of bounds. Bengals
Rigged.
get down the first recovered onside kick of the season, right? That's the only one all season. Wow, peak cinema, bro. Honestly,
That's why. See, that is why too. You don't need to. We don't need to make it a 4th and 15 for onside. Let's keep it onside. It's possible. You can do it.
the other reason I don't want to see the 4th and 15 thing, I've said that it would be fun to watch for sure, but I think if it comes down to a point where you need an onside kick, you deserve
Exactly.
You deserve to have to do something hard to get the ball
Yeah,
back if
exactly.
you're in that position.
All right, this is the official Maddox Hillman Bryce Young apology game. Go ahead and say
This
Bryce.
is not my read Bryce Young's fucking stat line and tell me I need
11
to
of 20,
apologize.
102 yards, and an INT.
Yeah, I'm not apologizing for shit. Now, is this a Maddox needs to stop glazing Jordan Love game? Possibly.
Is Jordan Love top 10?
Bro, it's crazy because last week I asked you that, and you said he might be top 10. Jordan Love is kind of like Dak in the sense where every time I defend him, he goes and does some
He's
shit
the
like
Tom
this.
Brady of Dak Prescott's. No, he's Brett. No, he's like
the
a shitty Brett Favre.
No, he is. He is a shitty
Because Brett Favre actually won legit. Brett Favre won 2 Super Bowls.
But Jordan Love's only
and
been a starter for
MVPs.
2 years. I mean, we got to give him a little bit of time.
This is his 3rd full year.
This is his 3rd season. He's made the playoffs
True.
both times he's been a starter. But bro, like,
Very true.
this is not the first time I've seen Jordan Love do shit like this. Like, these were
That
his
one,
interceptions were
that one throw too into the end
where the
zone,
DB dropped it.
where the DB
No,
dropped
I've
it.
seen everybody saying like this is the worst football play I've seen in my entire
Well,
life.
like that's not fair because it is 4th down, so you
No,
have to
I'm saying
throw
it's
it.
the worst football play you've ever seen in your life because all that happens just for the quarterback to throw it straight to a DB,
Oh,
and
and
then
he-
on
man,
top of
he
that he
misses it.
drops it.
Yeah,
bro.
that's so funny.
Michael Jackson dropping the
Which
ball.
Rico Dow, I bench him in both leagues in fantasy
Well,
because
they announced they were starting him this week. You should have been paying attention.
I know, but well, he's gonna start going.
Hey,
off
they
now.
start Rico Dowdle and they win the game. I mean, he should have been starting once Chuba Hubbard came back anyway.
I agree,
You gotta
dude.
roll with it.
The
But I'm
Panther,
not apologizing.
the Panthers
to Bryce
could
Young.
debate.
I'm not
The
apologizing. to Bryce
Panthers
Young.
could debatably be 6-3 if they don't start Andy Dalton.
They have the
that game.
same record as the Chiefs right now.
Crazy.
Nuts. But good game from the Panthers defense. I'll give them that. And from the Panthers offensive line, you know, Micah Parsons had 0 pressures, which is the only time that's ever happened in his entire
Wow.
career, other than
Wow.
when he's not playing the game.
That's
Obviously.
fucking awesome. No, Dude, shout out Dave Canales, man. He's turning around that Panthers organization for sure.
I still need to see more from the offense. This isn't the first time this season where they've just won off of the other team scoring.
Their defense
no
is
fucking
playing good football. All right.
Yeah, and they held the Falcons to 0 this year. And then it was the Jets the time they barely won, so I'm not worried about that. Wasn't
Saints Rams. So I just want to say one thing to Saints. So one, you drafted a person in the second round a year older than your second year quarterback, who's a project quarterback, who's already older than your current project quarterback. One, who you're gonna have to pay more than your current project quarterback. I'm talking about Tyler Show over. He's older than Spencer Rattler, who's more of a project, debatably, because Spencer Rattler played a year in the NFL.
Yeah.
Who's more of a project. He comes in and does the exact same thing that Spencer Rattler would have done, and now you're just going to have to pay him more because he's a second-round pick. You're going to get less value for him. I just
think it's crazy. Like,
they should have never drafted
from
him.
anybody with eyeballs watching Saints games, especially when Rattler was in the first few weeks, like watching this team. The last thing that I was thinking was the problem was quarterback. Like, not to say that Spencer Rattler was playing fantastic, amazing football, but he was playing better than anybody expected him to do so.
Debatably one of the board-to-board worst rosters.
Exactly. Not a very good offensive line. Not a very good receiving core. I mean, Olave and Shaheed are good. Shaheed's gone now. Olave's always getting injured.
Only piece of secondary.
I mean, this team's just not good. Like, I don't see what the point of benching Rattler was. Maybe it's just from a standpoint of, hey, we're not going to do shit this year anyways. Maybe let's throw Shuck out there and see what he has. I don't know. I would like to see Rattler get the job back. Maybe give Shuck one more week because he did have to start against the Rams, who is a pretty damn good defense. But, Tyler Shuck threw a passing touchdown to Dwayne Johnson in this game, and they were college teammates, and Dwayne Johnson has been in the league for 6 years.
I forgot they were college teammates. Is it not Juwan Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson, what's the fucking difference?
I always make sure I haven't been saying it wrong, honestly. I wasn't shitting on you.
If it's spelled with an A, then I don't think it matters. I think it goes both ways. If it's spelled with an O, then I'm the retard.
Goes both ways like me in high school? All right,
Like
Jaguars, Raiders. I'm just kidding. I did not go both ways.
I go both ways. Another game, by the way, where the team I picked loses by 1 point. Fantastic, by the way.
Brock fucking Bowers, another guy I benched in fantasy, but you can't even blame me for this one because I benched him
and Tucker Kraft's been going off.
And Brock Bowers is his first game back from injury.
But hey, at
Geno
least
Smith
now
sucks.
the Tucker Kraft injury isn't as bad for you because you have Brock Bowers.
Very
waiting
true.
to come in.
Very true. Like, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, dang it. But
And the Raiders,
I got James Cook,
the Raiders played pretty decent this year. We were talking about frauds earlier. I've been saying it all year. The Jags are frauds. I'm sorry. The Jags are not a good team. Just traded for Jacoby Myers. That's pretty exciting. I'd like to see what he's going to do. I expected BTJ to have a big game with Travis Hunter being out, and it just still has yet to happen. He had one big play, but other than that, he didn't do shit the rest of this game. Etienne had a pretty good game.
Cam Little,
68-yard field goal.
biggest nuts in the.
What's crazy is because he's been weirdly inconsistent this year, where when they lined up for the game-tying field goal to go into OT from like 40 yards, I was like, this motherfucker's going to miss this kick. And
after making
a 68-yarder. That would have been so
No,
fun.
but that kick was probably good from 70.
No,
dude.
he drilled that shit.
No, and it's crazy.
I mean, he made one from 70.
Brandon Aubrey had a chance to
And he
tie it the next day, and he shanked it.
And I needed him to make it.
I know. Cam Little's better.
Okay.
Not actually.
Yeah, not at all.
But yeah, dude, I think the Raiders are. I don't even know. The Raiders, like, you got Ashton Jenney, you got Brock Bowers, but like, Geno's clearly. I don't know. Geno played decent this game.
Yeah, but he hasn't been playing good all season. First off, I'm going to say this every episode. Chip Kelly is still their play caller. Let's not forget that. There's no reason he should be an NFL coach in any sense whatsoever. The defense sucks. You have Max Crosby and then nobody else. The offensive line is terrible. Like, this team's just not good. Like, I'm sorry. But they still almost beat the Jags because of how fraudulent they are, and I should have gotten this game pick right. But on the two-point conversion, you have a wide-open receiver, and the ball's getting tipped by the defensive line. Like, come on. That's my rant. Like, that shit made me so mad. All that just to get the ball tipped on the two-point conversion.
Yeah.
Lick my nuts, dude.
Yeah, peak. Next game, Chiefs, Bills. Mahomes continues to get owned by Allen in the regular season.
Yeah,
I got
the Bills dominated this game. I'm going to take this so I can look at the stats while you go take a pee. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes struggled a little bit this game, completed less than 50% of his passes. Honestly, one of the worst games he's had all season. No passing touchdowns with an interception. Oh, excuse me. Who scored their touchdowns this game? He did have a passing touchdown. I think I'm lying. He did not have a passing touchdown. Rashee Rice's touchdown was a rushing touchdown. That's where I'm lying. 28-21. The Bills dominated this game, honestly. The score makes it look closer than it was, in my opinion. Josh Allen dominated. 23 for 26, 270 yards and a touchdown. James Cook averaging over 4 yards a carry for almost 120 on the ground. Josh Allen with 2 rushing touchdowns. He has like 19,000 on his career at this point. Dalton Kincaid went off for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid's been having a really good year. I'm still not panicking on the Chiefs. They're going to find a way to keep winning games and make their ways into the playoffs. And once they get into the playoffs, they're going to be in the AFC Championship. Probably going to go through the Bills in the playoffs as well. But really dominant performance from the Bills. They haven't been beating the best of teams all season, and it was really good to come out and see them not just beat the Chiefs, but honestly kind of dominate them. Yo, y'all go fuck off. Anything you want to add about this game?
James Cook's him. Dude, and I traded for him. It's so awesome. I'm so happy I traded for him.
I didn't even know you traded for James. That was a part of your trade with Zach?
Yeah, no. So I traded Zach.
I saw that.
Traded James Cook, Tyler Warren, Keenan Allen for Tucker Kraft, James Cook. No, Javonte Williams. I traded Javonte Williams, Tyler Warren, and Keenan Allen for DK Metcalf, James Cook, and Tucker Kraft.
And DK Metcalf's ass and Tucker Kraft is injured now.
I know. So, like, I low-key
At least you
lost.
got James Cook.
At least I low-key lost, but I have Brock Bowers.
But Javonte Williams had a bad game, and James Cook had a great game.
So, yeah, and
but
he didn't even score.
Lost, though, right?
Dude, yeah, no, I lost because I benched Brock Bowers
Zach
against
changed
Zach.
his name to Bro Started.
I know.
Crap.
Fuck Zach, dude.
He does that every week. It's so funny.
I know. I was like, dude, just wait. And I changed it to Brandon Aubrey Legacy Game, and then Brandon Aubrey sucked.
Shanked a 68-yarder.
Dude, speaking of Legacy Game, Sam Darnold threw 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. I was like, yo, if he does this again, I'll beat Zach. I was like, just break the record. And, like, they stepped off.
I knew he wasn't going to.
They stepped off the gas pedal
Every
so
time
hard.
a team's, like, super dominating like that in the first half and some players going off.
Especially
a quarterback having 4 passing touchdowns. Like, it's going to be a run-heavy script in the second half.
What's the Commanders coach again? Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn's going to make adjustments at halftime to stop that shit.
Dude, are we going to that game now?
Yeah.
Dude, that Jaden Daniels injury. Everybody's been saying, like, why is he in the game?
That's what you said originally, too.
I know, and everybody's saying, and I still feel that way because, yeah, you can always come back and win, but there were 7 minutes left down 31, bro. Like, and Jaden Daniels is just now coming back from injury. He hasn't been healthy this season. There's no reason he should have been in that game. I'm sorry. Like, if it's somebody who wasn't just coming back from injury, I might be able to excuse it, but Jaden Daniels has been battling with injuries all season, bro.
Do you think Jaden Daniels wanted to be in that game, though?
I mean, probably, but suck it up. Get the fuck out of the game. They didn't win anyways. That's why you make them suck it up, because then shit like this doesn't happen.
It's so funny. Like, I can just tell injuries really well. I've been watching football for like right when Mike Evans was hurt, I was like broken collarbone. Like, I can just tell. And literally, like, I just saw that and instantly, like, anybody could tell he dislocated his elbow, right? And he goes, oh my, no, I think you broke it. I was like, Annie, that's not a break. Like, he Dude,
that was gross.
Broke my, thank God it's his left arm. Which I get, not thank God, but no, like for long-term throwing, like he can play a little with the fucked up left elbow, but still.
And then Luke McCaffrey is supposed to be out for the season now. Another team that's just been destroyed by injuries this season, honestly. And a team that was really fucking good last season, made the NFC Championship, and injuries just have been kicking their ass all season.
So sad.
And then they lose their quarterback for pretty much the rest of the season. He's going to be back apparently, but I don't know. Apparently he's going to be able to play again in like December.
This season?
Apparently
I guess it's his left arm. You just got to – let's see how long a dislocated – how long does a dislocated elbow take to heal? Mild dislocations, 2 to 4 weeks. It's not mild. Would you say no, it's pretty – dude, moderate 6 to 8. So let's say
Look up when he's expected to return.
Okay. No specific return date. So he's undergoing MRI. So there's just expected to miss several games. Okay, it's just several, but he's not been announced out for the season.
There we go. But honestly, at this point, just
did you see he waved off the cart too?
Yeah, or a
dog, bro. What's funny is I wasn't a Jaden Daniels hater, but I was just like, this guy's not top 5, and everybody's so quick.
I was way higher on Drake May. I wasn't super low on Jaden Daniels, but I thought like Drake May easily should have gone.
I was more saying coming into this season.
Oh,
everybody was so quick to say he's a easily top 6, top 7. I was like, slow your brakes. I mean, I'm not saying he hasn't proved that. I mean, he's been hurt all season, but man, my heart's broken for a young kid who's played a lot of good football.
But to talk about the game, I mean, even before the injury, bro, they were getting dominated this game. Seahawks defense was playing damn good football. Like we said, Sam Darnold threw 4 passing touchdowns in the first half. No Cooper Kupp either. Throwing it to some bums, honestly. I want to say somebody scored their first ever touchdown in this game that's been in the league for like 4 seasons. Can't remember the name. By the way, Torrey Horton, what's his name? He's been balling out this year. Came out of nowhere. Last player I would have expected.
Out of Colorado State.
Shouts out. But yeah, bro, the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the league. Like,
yeah, dude, you'd have to be a damn good ball club to beat them. Next game, Maddox's favorite game. So do you want to just? Can I tell you something funny? Okay, so right when I told Annie about the bet, and she's like, you know what she said? She's like, why would he bet on the Cowboys? Like, that's when she just heard about the bet. That's the first thing she asked.
And what's really crazy is that's the first thing I thought. Like,
when you lost?
No, after the first quarter was over.
You're like, why did I bet on the Cowboys?
Because it sucks. Because, like, so.
Which, by the way, Maddox bet a bunch of money and lost on the Cowboys.
Yes. So, I had picked the Cardinals going into this game, right? Kyler gets announced that he's hurt. Brissett's playing.
But you should have knew that Kyler can't throw for 260.
I know. So we're gonna get into it. I'd switched to the Cowboys. I texted you that, and even then, I don't know if you remember my text. I said I still think the Cardinals could win this game, but I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
I was so shocked you hit.
So the fact that I said that and still decided to slam
3.5
Dallas minus
too.
3.5. My thought process is just like, bro, the Cardinals have 2 wins. Dallas has one of the best offenses in the league. Their offense scored 1 fucking touchdown. Like, I'm sorry. How could I have guessed that was going to happen? But I told everybody this. Like, this is the only ever pretty big bet I've ever made. Like, I'll throw, like, $100 on, like, a parlay for the Super Bowl every now and then. But I've never just, like, bet this much straight up on a game ever in my life. I've never bet this much on anything ever in my life, especially not football. And the team I decided to do it with was Dallas. I say every week when we talk about the Cardinals are the weirdest team ever because they play up to every team standards and they play down to bad team standards. Like, this was the stupidest game for me to bet on, and yet I hammered it.
And keep in mind, this is the same Cowboys team who Annie's uncle looked at her seriously and said, we're going to win the Super Bowl, and I think we're going to beat the Buccaneers in the wild card of the playoffs. I told Annie, I was like, 1.
That's just illusion.
I literally told Annie, I was like, that's just insane.
So the Cowboys' offense has been damn near perfect all season, except for 3 games, right? One of those games was against the Bears, where I had a bet for Dak to throw 2 touchdowns, threw a pick in the red zone for a second touchdown. Other game I bet on them was I took them money line against Denver, got absolutely shit on by Denver, and then I bet on them against the Cardinals and their offense scores 1 touchdown.
You know, you had me rooting for the Cowboys, and I never root for the Cowboys. You know, so that's how much I love you.
It's partially Chris's fault because I came out and I was like, bro, I have Dallas minus 3.5 or plus 100, and he showed me like his book. And it was minus 100 for Dallas minus 3.5. I was like, bro, this is like I got to take this.
This is destiny.
And I was like, I'm trying to think of the perfect amount of money to where if I win, I'll win a pretty good amount. And if I lose, I won't want to die. And he goes, put 500 on it. And I was like, if I lose $500, I'm going to want to die. Like, He goes, how about this? He goes, put 500 on it. I'll give you 250 and we can watch it together. And I was like, bro, fuck it. And
another thing I wanted to say too is, this is what I thought. So that was and the first point that I had was that's why Annie thought the Cowboys. My thought was, if Chris is hammering an NFL,
Chris hit a $2,100 parlay last night on the late games.
Actually,
he took Raiders minus 1.5.
Damn.
Rams minus 14.
So he's been locked in.
He was locked in,
except whenever he.
And what's crazy is I've been so good on my spreads this season so far. Like the ones I've been betting.
You haven't really.
And no, I texted you and Jameson, by the way, to hammer San Fran minus 3.5, and I bet on it, but I bet like $20. Like, why couldn't I was so confident in that game that I told both of y'all to take it. Why wasn't I confident enough to put 250 on that one? Why did I have to? I can't even talk. Like this, they played so bad, bro. Like really, really bad.
Yeah, they did.
Dak didn't even play terrible, bro. We had multiple.
Javonte Williams' ass.
Yeah, Jake
Did
Ferguson.
You see the Cardinals?
Yes, Jake Ferguson fumbles. Javonte Williams fumbles. The best kicker in the league can't hit a 68-yarder for whatever reason. There were 2
Which,
touchdowns.
by the way, Matt, I hope Javonte Williams sucks for the rest of the season, and you deserve it after Tucker Kraft got hurt. Matt knew something I didn't.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about this game anymore. This was the worst.
And your worst game?
Worst betting. No, because when I watched the Vikings lose to the Lions last year, and I turned the game off because of how pissed I was, and then I had to turn it back on.
You would have paid $250 to watch a win.
not even just the win. I turned off the Vikings game last year because we were getting shit on. And then I opened fantasy where I was projected like 90% to win.
Yeah.
And Jahmyr Gibbs has 50 points and Jay Jettas doesn't have shit on my team. So I have to keep watching my team get decimated to see if I have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And then I have to watch Jahmyr Gibbs score another touchdown to put the dagger in. So, but this was second worst, probably.
You ready for our midseason power rankings?
Let's do it. I was thinking we could go like 8 at a time, like 32 up. Or do you think we should just do each do all of it?
Let's do 32 to like let's do half and half then instead of 8. Or some in top 10. I like doing half. You're saying alternate a little bit. Yeah,
but you don't want to do 8, you want to do half?
8's just kind of weird. Top 8's weird. I would rather do top 10. We can do 8s. We can do 8s, but only do 10. We can just do 8s. That's fine.
Cool. Let's do it. All right, I'll go ahead and start off. The worst team in the NFL. I have the Tennessee Titans. They have one win all season against the Cardinals, where the Cardinals practically handed them the win. Would have loved to see them do that last night against Dallas, by the way. But, yeah, they're number 31, I have the Saints. I'm not going to deep dive into these too much. Number 30, I have the Jets. Number 29, I have the Dolphins. Number 28, I have the Browns. Number 27, I have the Raiders. At 26, I have the Giants. And at 25, I have the Cardinals.
Wow. Our lists are fucking very similar. Very, very, very
The
similar.
bottom for us are always similar, because last year when we used to do combined for every episode, I didn't even have to do anything for the last, because they were always
in
so
last
similar.
place, I have the Tennessee Titans. Then I have the Jets at 31. The reason I have the Saints above, I just think the Saints are the Saints and the Jets are the Jets. Number 29, I got the Dolphins. At number 28, I got the Giants, just because at 27, I have the Browns. Myles Garrett is just that step above. At number 26, I have the Raiders. And at 25, kind of crazy, I have the Commanders, just because Jaden Daniels is out there.
Yeah, so I have...
and then, 25.
Yeah, so I have the Commanders one spot above the Cardinals at 24. With the injuries they've had all season, it's hard to have them higher on the list, because this is a good football team. But, bro, the Cardinals, like, they just piss me off, bro, especially after last night. And I've seen the Commanders win games with Marcus Mariota. I think the Commanders with Mariota could probably beat the Cardinals with Kyler pretty easily. So that's why I have them above. Number 23, I have Dallas. They go above Washington because they beat them, and they've been competitive in games this year, but I'm sick of watching them lose games that they could easily win, like last night whenever I bet on them. Number 22, I have the Bengals. The Bengals have potentially the best offense in the league, and then easily the worst defense in the league. It really sucks, because they are some damn fun football to watch, but they're sitting at 3-6 with Joe Burrow injured. No playoffs hopes for this season. Number 21, I have the Falcons. Very similar. Could beat any team in the league if they wanted to. They beat the Bills. They almost beat the Patriots, but they got shut out by the Panthers and lost. Or no, they beat the Vikings. Anyways, number 20, I have the Jags. They probably have the highest record of any of the teams down this low, but, you know.
You're a D1 Jags hater.
They're frauds, bro. Trevor Lawrence is not that good. The defense is overrated. Number 19, I have the Panthers, probably the highest I have ever had them in a power rankings ever. They've beaten some pretty good teams. I still want to see more out of Bryce Young. The team has been playing good. I can tell it's way better coached, but I'm still not bought in on Bryce Young. I'm not there yet. But they get to be this high because with Rico Dowdle in that game, he is a game changer. Yeah. He is actually playing like one of the better running backs in the league for sure. Number 18, I have the Texans. I would love for them to be higher on this list. I think they have the most potential out of any of the teams below them so far. And that defense is just damn good, bro. They can hold any team in the league to probably less than 14 points. And then number 17, I have the Bears. Have had some pretty impressive wins so far this season, but it took them playing against the Bengals for Caleb to finally have a really good game. I want to see Caleb have a good game and not get carried by the run game against a team that's not the Bengals.
This is where our list probably starts to differ. I go a lot more record-based, so there's going to be a team in here and choose just who missed a few games, so they're pretty lower. At 24, I have the Bengals. That defense is just fucking garbage, man. At 23, I have the Cardinals. I don't even know what to say. 22, I have the Falcons. 21, I have the Texans. I assume they will climb up. 20, I have the Baltimore Ravens. They will climb up, but their record is dog shit right now. They need to win games and fast, which they're going to fucking not win this week because Skull. 19, I have the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. Me and you, we're officially Cowboys haters.
I was always a Cowboys hater, and I chose to.
I know. At number 18, I have the Panthers as well. I don't know if you had them at 18, but we had them right around there. And then at 17, I have Minnesota Vikings. I do think they will climb up, but their record, that y'all just Carson Wentz.
I definitely have them a couple spots high because of bias. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah, for sure.
So number 16, I have the Ravens. mainly because I think with Lamar being healthy, they would beat every team below them. They actually did beat the Bears without Lamar Jackson, so that's why they get to go above the Bears on this list. Number 15, I have the Vikings. Probably a little bit high, but I liked what we saw out of JJ, and it's not like we just saw him play a good game. We beat the Lions, who are arguably the best team in the NFC. We didn't let them run the ball efficiently against us. We got to the quarterback and played some pretty good offense at the same time. Number 14, I have the Steelers. They're frauds. I'm not buying in. They might make the playoffs. They're first-round exits if they are. I could even see them slipping and letting the Ravens pass them in the division and missing the playoffs. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Number 13, I have the 49ers. I feel like this team could be a lot higher, bro, but every week there's a new injury. If this team was healthy, they'd probably be one of the best teams in the league, but they just continue to get injured, and I just don't see how they're going to continue to win games with how injured they are right now. Number 12 is a very similar team. I have the Chargers. They've been playing some good football. They have 6 wins, but there's just too many injuries for me to believe that this team's going to continue to being a dominant good football team. Number 11, I have the Packers, a team that I had in the top 3 last week, but you just slipped up to the Panthers, and honestly, that offense looked absolutely terrible. You scored 13 points the entire game. I don't know how I can defend you on that. Number 10, I have the Lions. Had them a lot higher as well last week, but they lost to the Vikings, a team that was sitting at 3-4. And then one more team, I have the Chiefs, who another team that was pretty high last week, but coming off a loss against the Bills, and they're currently sitting at 5-4. I'm still not worried. I think they're going to win enough games to get in the playoffs. And when you're the Chiefs, all you have to do is get in. That's all you got to do. But yeah, they're sitting at 9 right now.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, I have them at 16. I think they're 5-4. Like I said, I go very record based, and so if a team has a better record, I'm gonna put them above you. Just they're the best 5-win team, I'm pretty sure. At 15, I have the Jaguars.
Actually, there's 2 5-win teams you have above them. 3 5-win teams you have above them.
Sophie, shut up.
But the other ones have less losses because of bye weeks.
Oh, so no, I went by losses instead of wins, actually. So Jaguars, I have next, and then the Bears. Jesus. The Bears, I have at 14. The Bears could finish really good, but they could go on a losing streak. I don't know. 13, I have the Steelers. I don't know. I don't know about Steelers. At number 12, I have the Lions. They proved they're frauds. If a team that can lose to the Falcons can beat the Lions, anybody can.
You do guys the Bills lost to the Falcons, right?
Dude, that's crazy, huh?
Crazy.
The Falcons, they're
like the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's crazy. At 11, I have the 49ers. I think when Brock Purdy comes back, I think things will start to look a little bit better. At number 10, I have the Chargers. Last week was a little bit scary playing the Titans. And at number 9, I have the biggest frauds in the NFC, the Packers.
All right, you actually had the Packers higher than I do. That's
pretty funny.
Never happened ever on the show.
Yeah, legit.
Getting into the top 8 teams in the NFL. This team is tied for the highest record in the league, but they sit at number 8. I have the Denver Broncos. This team, like I said, I think they're one of the more fraudulent teams in the NFL. I hate the play calling on offense so much. Their defense is bailing out their offense, and yes, they have a great defense. I don't want to take that away from them, but the way they've been winning games all season, it reminds me a lot of the Kirk Cousins year where we were 13-4 and we went to the playoffs and we lost to Daniel Jones in the wild card game. This team's going to make a wild card game and lose to Daniel Jones or something, but they're probably going to win the division, so probably not. But I just don't think with the way they're winning games, it's just not sustainable. They're going to lose some games like that this season, and it's not going to work in the playoffs for them. I need to see them win more dominantly against a team that's not Dallas because I'm done. I'm done believing in anything that has to do with Dallas. Number 7, I have the Seahawks. Holy shit, bro. They've been playing some damn good football. Just traded for Rashid Shaheed as well. That's actually fucking scary, by the way, because you have JSN who can get open no matter where he is. You have Cooper Kupp who can work in the slot and always get open, and then you have a burner on the other side of the field in Rashid Shaheed. That's going to be terrifying. The Seahawks haven't been great at running the ball this season at all, but it just doesn't matter because of how good their passing attack is with Sam Darnold. And on top of that, their defensive line has been playing very impressive this season. Number 6, I have the Buccaneers. I actually could have thought about putting Seattle above them, but the Bucs beat them, so I have to keep them above Seattle.
6?
Yes.
That's
Number 6, I have the Buccaneers.
You literally have a team above us who we're going to beat this week.
Number 5, I have the Rams. The Rams have the best offense in the league. Stafford trying to go for an MVP this season. Yeah. On top of that, the defensive line is terrifying. Their secondary is not even very good, but it just doesn't matter because of how good that defensive line is. And they have the best coach, arguably arguably the best coach in the NFL, which obviously plays into it. Stafford's playing some of the best football I've ever seen him play, and you have 2 of the top 10, 12 receivers in the league. Absolutely mind-boggling, just stupid. Number 4, maybe a little high, but they're sitting at 7-2. I got the Patriots. Every time I doubt them, they just continue to play good. Drake May's played good against good defenses. Every time they play a bad team, they dominate them. Bro, the Patriots, their schedule has been pretty easy so far this season, but there are a lot of teams that slip up games to really bad teams, and the Patriots just don't really do it. I'm trying to remember who their 2 losses are to so far this season.
Who? The Patriots?
The Patriots.
It was a week 1 loss. They lost week 1.
Did they lose to the Raiders week 1?
They might have. It was a game like that, though.
Week 1 doesn't count. Anyways, bro, Drake May's just playing some actually insane football. I like what the defense is doing, and they're very similar to Seattle, where I don't care for their running game whatsoever. It's not very good, but Drake May is just such an efficient passer. Stephon Diggs is playing way better football than I would have expected him to do this season. And we got players like Booty and the other fucker's name, Pop Douglas, bro. They're balling out. All because of what Drake May is doing with this offense. Number 3, a team I've been lower on most of the season, but I do have the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like they dominated in the passing game against the Vikings. They dominated with the run game against the Giants. I think they're starting to finally figure things out with the offense, and they're coming off of a bye week. I think they're going to continue to win games and be a super high seed in the playoffs once again. Number 2, I have the Bills. Coming off of a win against Kansas City, I originally had them at number 1. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and shit on the Colts for slipping up and having one really bad game. Every team does it. It happens, okay? And they just got Sauce Gardner as well, so that's going to be pretty scary. The Colts are the best team in the league still, in my opinion.
Our lists are way different.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have the Bucks at like 2 or something.
So
stupid.
here's
You're going to
the
have
thing.
the Bucks at 1, aren't you?
Here's the thing.
If you have the Bucks at 1, it instantly invalidates your
No,
list.
because I went by losses, and so I was able to put the Bucks at 1 because they have 2 losses.
And this is why I wanted to do our list separate, by the way, because I knew your list was going to be bullshit.
It's not bullshit bias because I do go off of losses, and I would not have put the Bucks at 1 because I haven't been when the Colts had less losses than us. But we
the
have
other teams have more wins.
Okay, yeah, because we had a bye. I mean, that's not a fair judgment. All right, and I think you're holding on to the past a little too much. There's teams who are taking over this year. And I'm just honestly at number 8.
Patriots at 3. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm at 4. At number 8, I have the Rams. Best offense in the league. I do kind of agree. The defense is a little bit sketchy. I do really like Landman though. I think it'd be funny to give Dad that jersey.
That'd be pretty cool.
At number 7, I have. Speaking of, they're just washed. My 7 and 6 Eagles. They're not actually washed. Dude.
You've actually been a lot higher than me on the Eagles most of the season.
I have been a lot higher than you on the Eagles most of this season. Who did they just play? Were they on a bye?
Yes, and then the week before that, they played the Giants. The week before that, they played the Vikings. And Jalen Hurts threw a perfect pass rating against the Vikings.
So, yeah, I think it's just, honestly, this is probably biased where I haven't seen them play. At number 6, I have the Buffalo Bills. They got a good win against Kansas City, but they're going to lose in 2 weeks. So, that's all I had to say. At number 5, I got the Seattle Seahawks. Honestly, no, the Bills are playing good. I'm just really impressed with these 5 teams above the Bills.
I don't hate Seattle above the Bills.
Seattle. We beat Seattle, so
no, y'all shouldn't be above the Bills.
Well, we're gonna beat the Patriots next week, which the Patriots beat the Bills, and boom. All right, at number 5, I have Seattle. They're playing damn good football. At number 4, as well as you, I have the Patriots. Mike Vrabel has turned that program around.
Oh, yeah, you have like Denver in the top 3.
I have the Colts at 3. I think they showed just a little bit of fraudulentness, just a little bit, and I think if compared to the Broncos, who I have at 2, if they can't get the run game going, which both teams are very dependent on, I would rather lean on Bo Nix to have to go crazy than Daniel Jones is just kind of my go-to.
I think mine comes from I'd rather lean on Shaden Steichen's play calling than Sean Payton's pussy-ass play calling that he's had all season.
Sean Payton has a Super Bowl.
Okay, he doesn't have Drew Brees anymore. He has Bo Nix. Drew Brees is the reason Sean Payton has a Super Bowl, and I'll die on that hill.
Very true. And they only
Drew Brees
got
is
one.
the most underrated quarterback in NFL history.
But number 1, the best team in the NFL, without a doubt, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our offense is hurt, not playing that well, and our defense has stepped up. We have Bucky Irving we were winning games without Bucky Irving when we're a bottom 5 rush team without him, and we're a top 5 rush team without him. Our run game's going to get better, which is going to open opportunities for Baker. Chris Godwin comes back. All the boys come.
Chris Godwin comes back so he can drop some passes on 3rd down.
Oh, my God. Shit.
Chris Godwin coming back, if anything, should just move y'all down.
Yeah,
it is actually crazy, by the way, because I drafted Chris Godwin in fantasy because I was like, bro, last year, Chris Godwin was taking fantasy by storm, bro. I'm going to snag him, and by the time he's healthy, bro, I literally was about to drop him today, but I can't yet.
Yeah,
I have to hold on a little bit
It's like
longer.
the Rashee Rice play. But,
But Rashee Rice is actually good.
All right, you want to get into picks for this week?
Yeah. I cannot believe you put the Bucks at 1. I thought we were past this.
Dude,
I thought we were past
They're
this.
the best team in the NFL.
I thought we were past this, honestly.
Anthony Nelson, we have the best kicker, best pass rusher, Anthony Nelson, best running back, Bucky Irving, best receiver, Mike Evans.
You're forgetting about somebody. Y'all don't have the best running back.
Bucky's better than Aaron Jones.
I mean, unironically, yes, he is. But
Aaron Jones, I do.
Aaron
love
Jones is underrated.
You make me like
Because I
Aaron
say he's
Jones
the best
more.
running back in the league. Obviously, I don't mean that, bro. But he does not get given his flowers, bro. Like when he is in the game, he is good as fuck. Like
Yeah.
he is so good.
Yeah, I agree. And Matt, dude, if he like in his prime could have like went on like a McVay or a fucking
And he was with
Shanahan
he was
team.
with LaFleur. But
Yeah, but
I don't like LaFleur that much, if I'm being honest.
yeah, exactly. All right, Thursday game, lock of the week, Raiders Broncos.
I took the Raiders, bro. I
Oh
gotta
my
chase. I
gosh,
gotta
Maddox.
chase. I gotta chase.
Dude, that
The
you're
Broncos
just
are
gonna
frauds.
fall down more.
The Broncos are frauds.
Dude, this is gonna be a blowout, dude.
No, it's not.
Actually, I wouldn't be shocked. The Raiders played pretty good last week.
I actually want to pull up the spreads for the game so that as we go through them, we can kind of talk about it. I think that could be fun.
No, that is fun. But yeah, I think
Because then I could say which side I would bet on, too. And then you guys know not to hammer it because you're going to lose money. Actually, no, because if I don't bet on it, it's going to hit. And if I bet on it, it's not going to hit. That's normally how it goes. Why is my shit being so weird? I don't want to open the ESPN app, bro. Hang on. Sorry, I'm not trying to stall. All right, I think I got it. All right, the spread is Broncos minus 8.5. Now, I did pick the Raiders. I would probably take Broncos minus. No, I don't know. The Broncos offense is so bad, though.
8.5's a lot. I would.
I think I would take Raiders plus 8.5.
I wouldn't bet.
I'm taking Raiders. I would not bet on this game, like genuinely, because
But
this
yeah,
is just a
too.
weird game to bet on. If I had to, I would take Raiders plus 8.5.
All right, next game, 8:30. Finally back to the Sunday morning games. Let's go. Falcons, Colts.
I do have the Colts. I really thought about taking the Falcons for a second
I have
just
the
because they're
Colts
so
as well.
weird. But I think the Colts are going to get a bounce back game here. The Falcons just, I don't know. If the Falcons win, I would not be shocked. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I would not be shocked whatsoever because that's just the kind of team they are. The Colts are 6.5 point favorites. If I had to bet on this game, which I wouldn't because this is another weird one, I would take Colts minus
I would,
6.5.
I would take. I feel confident in Colts 6.5. First game I have for the noon slate: Browns versus Jets. You got faith in old Dylan Gabriel?
I do. Just because the Jets have been so bad all season, and they just traded away Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. You had a little bit going on the defensive side of the ball, and now there's nothing. Like, literally nothing.
And you know it's gonna be so funny. The Jets are gonna win this game, Maddox, and you're gonna be so
You
sad.
took the Jets?
I took the Jets.
Bro, the Browns
Literally, it's gonna
defense-
be something to where, like, the Jets just traded everybody, and
The
they should
Jets are
get worse.
actually
And
favorites.
the Jets are favorites. Wow, that's
Yes.
hilarious.
No, so the line is 1.5. I probably will be betting on Browns plus 1.5.
That's a good bet.
The Browns defense, bro, is so good.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think they'll be able to move the ball whatsoever. And with everything the Jets defense just lost, I'm sorry, the Browns are bound to score eventually. And I would not be shocked if the Jets don't score a point.
Interesting. All right. Saints Panthers.
Over under 37.5. I might have to take the under. Sorry. Saints
you're good.
Panthers. Oh yeah, I got the Panthers. I'm never picking the Saints again.
I got the Panthers as well. Maddox is officially a Panthers bandwagon.
I'm trying to.
All
No,
right.
they're playing the Saints.
All right,
Come
we
on.
can just move past
Line
this.
is Panthers minus 5.5. I would hammer that.
Yeah, that's a good line.
I would take that. Their line last week was minus 14.5 and it covered. So
All right, Patriots Buccaneers. I already know you have the Patriots.
I
just
did
'cause you're trying
indeed
to-
take the Patriots. Now, this is like a coin flip game for me. I would not be shocked if either team won the game. I
The
really
Patriots
like.
are favorites. I bet. Huh?
I really like. No, y'all are favorites by 2.5. I
Wow.
really like the Patriots passing attack. And y'all's defense has been playing pretty good the last couple weeks, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm not impressed that y'all played good against Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck. That does not impress me whatsoever, like literally at all. And
Dang
I
it.
don't hate the Patriots defense, honestly, bro.
They have a solid squad. Mike Vrabel's got those boys.
I like the defense. I think they could stop the run a little bit against y'all, regardless if Bucky is back or not. If Bucky's back, he's obviously going to be good. But
Yeah.
I think they could slow down the run a little bit. They're going to make Baker beat y'all, which is not a good thing you want because
Yeah.
Baker could very well do that. But, man, I just really like this passing attack from the Patriots. I think they'll be able to move the ball pretty efficiently on offense. I think the line's minus 2.5. I would
If we win, we're gonna win by a field goal. So that's why, like, 2.5's a good line.
No, that is a good line. But with me picking the Patriots, there's no point in taking y'all plus 2.5.
Yeah.
So if I was betting on this game, I wouldn't bet on this game actually because Lennon doesn't like when I bet on Bucks games, so I wouldn't
Perfect.
do
Yeah.
that.
We don't even need to talk about it. Ravens Vikings. I got the Minnesota Vikings, which I know you probably picked the Vikings as well just to get a game.
I did pick the Vikings, not just to get a game, bro. Like I just got to keep the hope. Last week I picked the Vikings out of hope, and it worked.
No, I picked the
And-
Vikings. Y'all are gonna literally like the Ravens fans are like, oh,
this
Lamar's
Ra-
back. Our season's good, and
And-
then y'all are just gonna end their
And the
hopes.
Ravens secondary does not scare me whatsoever. I think Justin Jefferson could have a huge game. Our run game might be a little slow, but their run defense hasn't been great this season either. If Aaron Jones can be healthy for this game, I think he could run the ball pretty efficiently. And we stopped the run against the Lions. Wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't the same case against the Ravens. I could see them rushing pretty well against us, but I'm not too worried about the passing attack. I think we could stop most of their receivers. So I do think we have a chance of winning this game. I would not bet on this game, not even because it's the Vikings. I'm not.
What's the line?
Ravens -4.5. If I was to bet, I would take Vikings plus 4.5.
Yeah, dude.
I would
That's a
not bet
good
on this
bet.
game because
Nah,
this is too weird of a game to bet
I
on.
like that bet.
And
All right.
also the Patriots game, not even just because of you, I wouldn't bet on that game anyways, just because that game's so weird.
All right, another lock of the week, Bills Dolphins. We both got the Bills.
I did take the Bills. I wonder what the spread is on this game. It's got to be something crazy.
I bet you it's 7.5.
Let's
Nah,
see.
it's
I think it's gonna be
10.5.
more. Like it's 9.5. If I were to bet on this game, I would take Bills -9.5. Honestly,
I would take Dolphins.
bro, the Bills own the Dolphins, bro. They
Yeah, but it's a
own them.
division game.
It doesn't matter, bro. Dolphins. I think Tua's beaten.
Wait,
the
where's
Bills.
it at? It's in Miami, so
They've
that's helpful
beaten the
for
Bills
them.
once ever since Tua's been there.
I honestly, the Bills.
I would
will
take
win.
Bills -9.5 if I bet
That's
on
just
this.
when it's that many points, it's just like that's.
I
dude,
wouldn't. I
like you
wouldn't
have to
bet it.
think too. Like this, the Colts were like 10-point favorites over the Steelers, right? And they
No,
lost.
it was only 3 point favorites because that was one of my locks of the week last week.
Oh, that's funny.
But the Colts, when they played the Titans, I took them -17.5 and it hit.
Wow.
That's the only time I bet on a spread that
If
big.
it's
I would not bet on this game because that is a big spread. But if I did, it would be Bills -9.5.
Giants Bears. Did you go with old Jackson Dart, or are you rocking with the Bears?
Trying to find it. I think I went with the Bears. Oh yeah, no, I went with the Bears.
All right.
I think the Bears, they've been able to run the ball pretty well all damn season, no matter who's at running back. And Jackson Dart, they just don't have many weapons right now. I don't really see how they're going to be able to keep up in this game. I'm assuming you took the Bears as well.
Yeah, I took the Bears.
Bears are 3.5-point favorites.
That's a lock.
I would
That
take
is
Bears
a
-3.5.
fucking lock, dude.
Last week, Niners were 3.5, and I took that. If I were to bet on this game, I'd take Bears -3.5 as well. The Bears are a weird team to bet on, but I might bet on that.
Jaguars Texans is the next game I ran down. I personally have the Texans winning. I think this is where it does suck because I do think they were on pace to like start winning with CJ Stroud. He had to go out with a concussion. I think he should be back this game, right?
Yes. So I also took the Texans, but I did right if CJ Stroud is back.
So we're on the same page.
That team
yeah.
is just not good with Davis Mills. The Texans are 1.5-point favorites against the Jags here. If CJ Stroud's playing, I'm taking -1.5. I actually bet on the Texans to beat the Jags when they played last time, and I lost. But the Texans have just been playing better recently. That defense is really good, and I don't like the Jags' offense. I think the Texans should be able to win this game.
Perfect. Your favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals versus Seattle Seahawks. Who do
I
you got?
took the Seahawks. I'm done with the Cardinals because every time I pick the Cardinals, the last 3 times, because Kyler can't decide if he wants to play or not, they say Kyler's going to play, and then he doesn't, and then I switch. Both times it helped me, and then last week it didn't. I'm just going to take the Seahawks here. They've been playing really good football. They're actually only 6.5-point favorites. It is a division game, and NFC East teams are always weird, but I like Seattle -6.5, honestly.
Against Arizona again, you're gonna doubt them.
I'm not going to bet on it, but I like that.
I got the
I
Seattle
learned my
Seahawks
lesson. I
as
learned
well.
my lesson.
Lions versus Commanders with Jaden Daniels being out. We both got the Lions for sure.
Yep, the spread's actually 8.5. That's a real. I would take Lions 8.5. Like
Yeah.
I might bet on that one.
That's a lock. Rams 49ers. Who do you got?
I have the Rams. They slipped up to the 49ers earlier in the season, but they're actually even more injured. And the spread is only 3.5, bro. I'm hammering that. I'm hammering Rams -3.5.
I got the Rams as well. The Rams are.
They're not going to
Is
slip
Brock
up to the
Purdy
Niners
playing this
again.
game? Do you know?
I actually don't know, but I don't think it matters. That team's just
The Rams
so
are going to
injured.
have a revenge game for
Bro,
the
the
last time they
Niners
played.
defense is so injured. They're not going to be able to slow down the Rams at all.
No. Steelers Chargers. Who do you got?
I have the Steelers. I just think with how
Oh, they're such frauds, but
Okay, well, let me elaborate. With how injured the Chargers' offensive line is, I just don't see how they're going to hold up against the Steelers' pass rush. It's
Very
coming
true.
off of a 6-turnover game. The line is actually Chargers -3. I like Steelers +3 in this game.
that's
like that.
actually a very good point. I still got the Chargers. I just think they're a better ball
You took
club.
the Chargers?
And then Monday night, Eagles versus Packers. Who do you got?
Man, I took the Packers. They're coming off a rough week.
Ooh.
We got a little bit of a revenge game from the playoffs last year. And the Packers are weird, man. They're like the really good version of the Cardinals, you know? They like to slip up to shitty teams, but when they play good, like, it's not even just good teams. It's only an offense thing. If the other team's moving the ball in offense, the Packers are going to move the ball in offense, like we saw against Dallas, 40-40. If the other team's not moving the ball, the Packers, like, I swear, they're just like, oh, we don't have to score, and then they lose the game. The line for this game is actually Packers -2.5. The
Was
Packers
Greg
are
Olsen
favorites.
announcing this game?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, so there is some dumb shit. I'm pretty sure he was. So Greg Olsen is one of the announcers who pisses me off because he constantly shits on coaches who don't go for it on 4th down. And it's like, dude, you were an offensive tight end. No shit in the like you're being biased. That's not actual smart football to constantly go for it. And he literally said, I think it was in this game where he's like, yeah, all these teams not going on 4th down are gonna be left in the dust, man. And it's like, yo, this game, the fucking Packers Panthers game show you should probably punt because the Packers already went for it multiple times on fucking 4th down. Instead, if I get you're in field goal range, you don't trust your field goal. At that fucking point, why punt it? I guess that's kind of a dumb argument, but still take your field goal. It is kind
of a new wave of the NFL just going for it. By the way, the Packers are favorites by 2.5 in this game. Like I'm not gonna bet on this game because this is another weird one. But if I was, I would take Eagles plus 2.5.
That's my lock of the week.
With a coin toss game like this, especially with the Eagles like playing as good as they have been, I actually don't understand why the Packers are favorites with the Eagles coming off of a bye and the Packers falling to. Maybe it's because it's in Lambeau. I'm not sure, but I would take Eagles plus 2.5 if I bet on it. I might take it anyways, even though I picked the Packers. Made me feel a little better.
That's what you should do every game.
So my locks of the week would be Bears minus 3.5, Browns plus 1.5, Panthers minus 5.5, and Texans minus 1.5. Those are my locks. Or no. Fuck the Texans. Rams minus 3.5 against
Lions?
The Niners. Oh, you're so right.
That's a lock, dude. Lions are gonna beat them by like 20, dude.
But with it being an 8.5 point spread, I'm not gonna put it in the locks. Rams minus 3.5 against the 49ers. Panthers minus 5.5 against the Saints. Browns plus 1.5 against the Jets, and Bears minus 3.5 against the Giants.
Yeah, you know the Panthers are like the highest scoring second half team, I think, this year. By like a fat number.
The Panthers?
Yeah, dude. They score like all their points second half.
Maybe.
Or maybe they're the worst. There's one of them. They score all their points in one half. So
I saw something that the Cardinals apparently like score all their points in the first half and then do nothing in the second half.
Yeah,
except for last night.
No.
Don't bet on Dallas. Never bet on Dallas. Every time I bet on Dallas this year, they failed me. Never betting on Dallas again.
Do the thumbnail real quick. Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, and he was like, "You bet on the Cowboys." I was laughing. I was like, "Yeah, that is kind of a bar."
It was bad. That was a dumb bet. I'm willing to admit it.
You live and you learn.
Live and you learn. Won't be the first, or it's not, or it is the first, but it won't be the last.
Now you just got to bet 500. If you lose that, you bet 1,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Lose that, you bet.
No, because I get paid tomorrow, and Bitcoin's currently sitting at 100K, and I'm about to put my whole check on Bitcoin, so I can't afford to do that right now.
Fire.
Well, that's all I got.
Well, Maddox gonna be down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 19 next week.
No, I'm coming back. We'll be down 11 next week.
Hey, we're halfway through. I'm up 14 halfway through, so how could you not come up with 14, especially with playoffs? You never know.
This is bad.
Well, if you win all 5, would you be if you win all 5, are you like, oh, I got a chance?
No, I'm cooked.
Ugh, what jersey should I take?
Dude, bro, Danny Dimes might have to be the one.
Yeah, or Tyler Warren would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
But Indiana Jones, if they re-sign him, because what if they don't re-sign him? He's only on a 1-year deal.
They don't re-sign him, bro. They're not. After seeing what we did with Sam Darnold, no team's ever gonna make that mistake again.
Yeah, but what if? Oh, true, you're gonna say that.
What if they pay him a fat bag after a playoff win?
But also, what if they have a top 10 pick who's a young developing guy on their bench? He's one of the youngest quarterbacks in the league.
They do have that, but
you know what I'm saying?
He's already seen the field and he was pretty dog shit.
Yeah, true. And and JJ McCarthy would remember the tapping out shit. Still to this day, dude, that pisses me off that he did that dumb shit.
I don't really care that much.
Oh, that makes me so mad. Like,
I think if you think you're gonna be hurting the team by staying in, I'd rather you come out of the game.
No, I would rather my quarterback throw a pick 6 and him be like, you know what? I was so dead, coach, but I wanted to like win for the team, so I stayed out there. I'd be like, you know what? At least you're a.
Or be like, hey, I was dying and was probably gonna throw a pick 6 on that play, so I had to.
But like Quentin Nelson doesn't get to tap himself out. Quentin Nelson plays every snap.
Quentin Nelson's one of the best offensive linemen in the league. Anthony Richardson's kind of dog shit. I mean, like my thing last year was Anthony Richardson was so terrible. Like the last thing I was worried about was him tapping out of a game, bro. He was just bad. Like
true. Nah, that shit makes me so mad. I literally in my 10+ years of seeing my 10+ years of seeing football or of watching football. That's legit what I was gonna say.
I thought you were gonna say the dumb shit you said last
year.
Oh
no, like I'd never tap myself out, but like I just in my 10+ years of playing.
No,
I've
never seen it earlier.
I'm saying I've never seen a quarterback do that ever. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't really care that much. I think it's blown out of proportion.
I think it was blown under proportion.
It definitely was. I would
have cut him on the spot if I'm the coach.
And
I would have said, go to the locker room.
That's why you're not a coach.
That's what I would have done.
That's why you're not a coach. Oh, it's bad if he comes out for a play. Let's send him to the locker room. That'll help us win the game.
No.
We need him that bad for this one play. You don't get to play the rest of the game.
No, I'm like, get your shit and leave. You're cut. I'm cutting him on
And
the
that's
spot.
why you're not the coach.
No, you don't want to play one play. I'll show
Hey,
you.
I mean, Adonai Mitchell lost him a game, and he's in New York 1-7
Exactly.
now. So I
Yeah,
feel
Shane
bad. For
Steichen learned his
I
lesson.
feel bad for Adonai Mitchell.
I
bro.
know, dude. Hopefully, he has a little bit of a career.
It just sucks because
resurgence.
you think about somebody like Sauce, like he's been sitting on the Jets his whole career doing not shit, and he gets to go to a team that has 7 wins right now and get to go to the playoffs.
Do
And
the Colts have somebody jersey number? What number is Sauce gonna wear? Joshua Downs is number 1.
I don't know. Maybe no, they have a number 0 too.
Can't
Do
buy
they have a
him.
number 2? I don't think they do. I could see
Yeah,
him
I
wearing
don't
number
think
2.
they do.
Number 2 would be pretty cool.
That would prove. I'm curious to see. We'll find out within a day or two.
Yeah, I'm happy for Sauce, bro, but it hurts my heart for Adonai Mitchell. Like, you were drafted this team, they're really good, and now you get shipped off to New York, a team that hasn't been good in literally forever. I feel bad for him.
And I guess we can finish it off with this. How sad is it? We're halfway through the NFL season.
You know, it feels like it hasn't been flying by as fast as normally, I would say. It feels like it's been halfway.
I know every Sunday is just
Like, when Sunday's over, you're like, damn.
another Sunday.
But I'm always so excited for playoffs. It's weird because, like, I want to get to playoffs because I'm so excited for playoffs. But then playoffs come and I'm like, fuck.
No, but every Sunday too, I get excited for like the next Sunday because I'm like, oh, I got to rebound in fantasy. I got to do this, or I'm thinking about the next Bucks game. You know.
Well,
so
I got another lucky fantasy win to go to 8-1. I was down by 7. I had CD and Matt had Javonte Williams, and Javonte Williams did literally nothing, and I barely won the game. So
Fuck yeah.
shout out Javonte Williams.
know.
Javonte Williams is ass.
I'm cooked in the friends league.
Javonte is ass.
Absolutely.
I'm kind of cooked in the family league. Like, I'm like in like 4th or 5th place, but I'm dominating the friend league right now. And I got Hampton just waiting on IR to come back.
Watch, I'm gonna make them when Bucky comes back, dude, and he averages 40 fantasy points a game and wins Offensive Player of the Year. Imagine how good would Bucky have to do to win Offensive Player of the Year?
He's
Like 300
I
yards.
literally don't, unless he can find a way to get to 2,000 yards with how many games he's missed. He's not winning Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, you gotta think about it. We got CMC, who's top 10 in receiving yards and like top 5 in rushing yards. You got Jonathan Taylor, who has like 15 touchdowns already. Like,
dude, how sad is it? Puka got fucking hurt again, bro.
dude, that was pretty sad.
With that one catch,
Did
dude,
he end up coming back again? I think he did.
He went in up for like a play or two.
Because that's what happened last time. He came back in the game and then missed. I always get super confused when a player gets hurt and then they come back into the game, and then after that they miss multiple weeks. I'm like, why were they ever back in the game?
So sometimes they go in just for decoys.
Or
right?
or maybe
So
like get a little shot.
Yeah.
That happened to Devontae Adams when he was on the Raiders. It was on that receiver show.
Yeah.
Maybe take a pert.
That's pretty funny.
I don't got anything else.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
That was all.